Hello students, let's do ratio and proportion, exercise 10E, page number 122. Find the mean proportional. Now what is the meaning of mean proportional? Now suppose we have three terms A, B and C and they're all of the same unit, same kind, then we say that they are in continued proportion if the proportion is like this. A is to B is equal to B is to C. So as you can see, B is repeated. So the term that is repeated is called the mean proportional and C is called the third proportional. So here we have to find the mean proportional between 3 and 27. So let's begin. Let the required mean proportional be x. So in that case, 3, x and 27 are said to be in continued proportion. Now we have to make our proportion out of these three terms. So we are going to write 3 is to x is equal to x is to 27. So now we've got a proportion. Since they are in proportion, we have to make use of this. Product of extremes is equal to product of means. So what are the extremes? The first term and the last term are the extremes. So product of extremes means we multiply those two and the other two terms are called the means. So that the first answer when you multiply the extremes should be equal to the answer that you get when you multiply the means. So what are the extremes? 3 into 27. This should be equal to x into x. So x into x means x square is equal to 3 into 27. So how much is x square? Let's multiply 27 by 3. 27 into 3. 3 sevens are 21, carry 2. 3 twos are 6, 7, 8. We've got 81. Now x square is 81. So x will be what we call the square root of 81. X square is 81. So x is square root. Now how do we find the square root of 81? Okay, let's find all the factors of 81. Prime factors of 81, let's start with 3. 3 twos are 6. I'm doing short division. 3 twos are 6. Then I have 21. 3 sevens are 21. I'll continue. 3 nines are 27. 3 threes are 9. And 3 ones are 3. So I've got all the factors of 81. Let me write it down. 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. Now I'm going to pair them up. So I'm going to pair these two and write only 1 3 and pair those two and write only 1 3. Now let me multiply both these. 3 threes are 9. So the square root of 81 is 9. So we have found the mean proportional, that is x, which is equal to 9. So this is our answer. So second question, we have to find the mean proportional between 0.06 and 0.96. So let the required mean proportional be x. Now that means these three are in continued proportion. Let me write down the proportion now. 0.06 is to x is equal to x is to 0.96. Now let's use the other property, product of extremes. So these are the extremes is equal to product of means. So that means 0.06 into 0.96 is equal to x into x. X into x is x square. So x square will be equal to, now let me multiply the other two numbers which is 0.06 and 0.96. These are decimal numbers, so let's ignore the point and multiply 96 into 6. 6 6 are 36, carry 3. 6 9s are 54 plus 3, 57. Now I've got 576. Let me go back to the question and check the number of decimal places. So after the point, there are two numbers here and two numbers here, totally 4 numbers. So my answer also should have 4 numbers or 4 digits after the decimal point. So let's start. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the point comes. Now in this gap, let me put a 0. Since there's no number before that, I write a 0 there also. So here let me write it down. X square is equal to 0.0576. So this is the value of x square. Now we need to find the value of x, the mean proportion, isn't it? So we write x is equal to the square root of 0.0576. The square root of this number. Now I'll teach you how to find the square root of this number. So let's do this carefully. So this is a symbol for square root, and the number that we need to find the square root of is 0.0576. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write this decimal number as a fraction. So I'm going to remove the point. I'm going to write 576 divided by, because I'm removing the point, 1. Now followed by how many zeros? 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So we have 4 zeros there. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So this is our number now. We have changed it to a fraction. Now we're going to find the square root of first 576. So let's begin. We start by finding the factors by using prime numbers here. So let's start with 2. 2 2s are 4. There's 1 left, so it becomes 17. 2 8s are 16. Again, 1 left, 16. 2 8s are 16. You're doing short division here. 2 1s are 2. 2 4s are 8. Again, 2 4s are 8. Continue with 2. 2 7s are 14. 2 2s are 4. Now we need to continue again. 2 3s are 6. Then there is 1 left over and I have 12. 2 6s are 12. Now I can move to 3. 3 1s are 3. 3 2s are 6. That's 12. Then I can write 3 4s are 12. I can go back to 2. 2 2s are 4. Then 2 1s are 2. Now let's take all the factors and find the square root. So let's count how many 2's there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 2's. So let me write it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 2's, and we have 2 3's. 3 and 3. Now square root, we are finding the square root. Square means 2. So we are going to put all these in groups of 2. So the numbers should be the same numbers inside the group. So 2 into 2, this is one group of 2 numbers and both are 2's. So we've got another group, and now we have a group of 3's. Since we are finding the square root, I'm going to take one of each pair. So 2, I'm going to take 1, 2, from here another 2, from here another 2, and from here I will take a 3. Now I need to multiply all these numbers. So let's see, 2 2's are 4, 4 2's are 8, 8 3's are 24. So we've got 8 3's are 24. So let's write that here. So here we've got 24 by, now we have found only the square root of 576. Now we need to find the square root of 10,000. So let's start 10,000, 4 zeros. Let's begin with 5. We can begin with 5. 5 2's are 10. So this is over. So 1, 2, 3 zeros. Then we have 2,000. Again we can continue with 5. Let me take 20. 5 4's are 20, 2 zeros. Again I can continue with 5. Let me take 40. 5 8's are 40 and I can continue. Now again I can take 5. 5 1's are 5. 6, 7, 8. 3 is left. That is 30. 5 6's are 30. Now I can't take 5 anymore. Let me take 2. 2 8's are 16. 2 4's are 8. 2 2's are 4. And 2 1's are 2. Again, let's pick all the numbers. Let's count how many 5s there are. 1, 2, 3, 4 5s are there. So let me write that down. 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. Let me count the 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now since we're finding the square root, square means 2, we're going to put them in groups of 2. They should be same numbers. So both are 5s. Again, both are 5s. Now here I have 2s and I have 2s. Now I'm going to pick one from each group. This is 5. Then I have one more 5 here. I have a 2 here and I have another 2 here. Now let's multiply all these numbers. 5 5s are 25, 25 2s are 50, 50 2s are 100. So let me write 100 here on top. And let me write 100 here also. So x is equal to 24 by 100. That means x is equal to, when you divide 24 by 100, since it's a decimal number, count the number of zeros, the point will move that many places to the left. There are 2 zeros here, so the point will move 1, 2 places to the left and come here and 0.24. So here what do I get? 0.24. So the value of x is 0.24. So this is my answer. The required mean proportional is 0.24. Question 2. Find the third proportional. So this time we're going to find the third proportional to these two numbers. So let the required third proportional be x. So in that case, 36, 18 and x are said to be in continued proportion. So our proportion now is going to be 36 is to 18 is equal to 18 is to x. So now again, product of extremes should be equal to product of means. That means 36 into x extremes should be equal to 18 into 18. Now we can find the value of x by writing 18 into 18 divided by 36. Why divided? Because here it's multiplication. And when I move it to the right, it becomes division. So divided by 36. Now let's see if we can cancel something. Yes, we can cancel 18 and 36. 18 2s are 36. So 18 2s are 36. Again, I can cancel 2 and 18. 2 9s are 18. So I have found the value of the third proportional. X is equal to 9. So what is my answer? The third proportional is 9. Question 2. Find the third proportional to 5.25 and 7. So let the required third proportional be x. That means these three numbers are in continued proportion. So my ratio is going to be 5.25 is to 7, which is equal to 7 is to x. So now product of extremes, multiply these two numbers and multiply these two numbers, which are the means. So this is equal to 5.25 into x is equal to 7 into 7. So I can find the value of x to be 7 into 7 divided by 5.25. Now I can cancel 7 and 5.25. Now let me see if 5.25 or 525 is divisible by 7. 7 sevens are 49 minus, now this is 4, 12, 12 minus 9 is 3, I bring down 5, 7 5s are 35. So that's correct. I can do that. Now if I put a point here, my point moves up. So here I've got 0.75 or 0.75. So I can cancel this 7 and this and write 0.75. Now I need to divide 7, which is the numerator left here. Here I have 7 by 0.75. So I need to divide 7 by 0.75. My denominator is a decimal number, so I'm going to change it to a whole number by multiplying it by 100. This also by 100. So what does this become now? 7 into 100 is 700 and 0.75 into 100 is 75. So I'm going to divide 700 by 75. Divide 700 by 75. 75 into 9. Okay, so let's multiply that and see. 9 fives are 45, carry 4. 9 sevens are 63. 63 plus 4 is 67. So we've got 675. Now let's subtract. This is 6. So 10. Again I borrow 9 and 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. So if I convert this to a fraction, what do I get? 9 25 by 75. Now 9 can remain the same. I can reduce 25 by 75. I can divide both by 25 itself. I can divide both by 25. So what do I get? 25 ones are 25 and 25 threes are 75. So that means I have found the value of my third proportional x to be 9 1 by 3. So this is my answer. My third proportional is 9 1 by 3. Question 3. Here we should find the third proportional to rupees 1.60 and rupees 0.40. So let the required third proportional be rupee x. Okay, we'll write it as rupee x, and that means all these are all rupees and rupee x. They are all in continued proportion. So when you write it as a proportion, we don't write the unit. So now let me write 1.60 is to 0.40 will be equal to 0.40 is to x. Now product of extremes and product of means should be equal. So this means 1.60 into x will be equal to 0.40 into 0.40. So to find x, we write 0.40 into 0.40 divided by 1.60. So that means x is equal to, now let's multiply 0.40 into 0.40. So that is 0.40 into 0.40. Let's ignore the point. So it is 40 into 40. 4 fours are 16 and then 2 zeros. Now let's put back the point. 2 places there and 2 places here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally 4 places. So 0. So here it becomes 0.16. Now we can ignore the zeros because they're after the point, divided by 1.6. So here also let's ignore the 0 after the point. Now here 0.16 divided by 1.6. Let's change the denominator into a whole number. That means I have to multiply by 10 because there's only one decimal place. Multiply this also by 10. So what do I get? The point will move one place, only one place, because I'm multiplying by 10. So here it becomes 1.6 and down again the point moves one place. So that becomes 16. I'm going to divide 1.6 by 16. So 1.6 divided by 16. As you can see, the first number 1 is small, so I put a 0. I carry the point up. Now I take 16. 16 ones are 16 minus. So I've got 0.1. So I have found the third proportional x to be 0.1. So this is my answer, 0.1. Question 3. The ratio between 7 and 5 is the same as the ratio between rupees x and rupees 20.50. Find the value of x. So let's write this as a proportion. So 7:5 is equal to x is to 20.50. Now the product of extremes should be equal to the product of means. That means 5 into x should be equal to 7 into 20.50. So to find the value of x, we write 7 into 20.50 divided by x by 5 divided by 5. Now let's multiply the numerators. So that is 20.50 into 7. Let's ignore the point and multiply. So we have this number into 7. 7 zeros are 7. 7 fives are 35. Carry 3. So I put the 3 here. 7 twos are 14. So here I have got x is equal to 14,350. Let's go back to the question and put the decimal places. Now in the question there are two decimal places. So my answer also should have two decimal places. So I put the point here. So here my point is here. So this becomes 143.50 divided by 5. So now let's divide this number by 5 and see. 143.50 divided by 5. 14, 5 twos are 10 minus 43. That is 5 eighths are 40 minus 3. Now I must carry this point up to the same place and now I can bring 5 down. So 5 sevens are 35 and then I have a 0 at the end which I can take up. So now I have found the value of x to be 28.70 or simply 28.7. So this is my final answer. The value of x is 28.7. Question 4. The cost of two articles are in the ratio 7:4. If the cost of the first article is 2,800 rupees, we have to find the cost of the second article. So let's begin. The ratio of the cost of the two articles, the ratio is 7:4. Then the cost of the first article is given to us as 2,800 rupees. 2,800 rupees. Now, let the cost of the second article be x. So now let me write my proportion, that is 7:4 is equal to, the first article is 2,800, so that comes first, is to x, the cost of the second article. Now, the product of extremes is equal to product of means, that means 7 into x should be equal to 4 into 2,800. So let's write that 7 into x is equal to 4 into 2,800. Now to find the value of x, I leave it here on the left hand side. On the right, I have 4 into 2,800 and I divide this by 7. I'm transposing 7, which is multiplication, to the right side. It becomes division. Now let's cancel what we can. 7 fours are 28, so 0 and 0. 7 into 400. Now let's multiply the numerators. 4 fours are 16 and then I can add the two zeros. So that means the cost of the second article. The cost of the second article is 1,600 rupees. So we have found our answer. We have found the cost of the second article. Question 5. The ratio of the length and the width of a rectangular sheet of paper is 8:5. If the width of the sheet is given here, now we have to find its length. So here we need to be careful about the order. So length and width is given. That means the first one is length and the second one is width. And here width is given to us. We have to find the length. So we have to be careful to see where we put our unknown quantity. So the ratio of the length and width of a rectangular sheet of paper is 8 is to 5. This is the ratio. Length is to width. The width of the sheet is given as 17.5 centimeters. So let the length be x centimeters. So now let's write our proportion. So first let's write the ratio. 8 is to 5, which is equal to, now 8 is length. So here we have length first and width. That means even on the right hand side, we should have length first and then the width. So the length is x and the width is 17.5. So here also we have length and width. We should be careful about the order. The order should be the same. Now, product of extremes is equal to product of means. So that means 5 into x is equal to 8 into 17.5. So let's find the value of x by dividing. So 8 into 17.5 divided by 5. So let's multiply first the numerators. We have 8 into 17.5. Let's multiply that first. So 17.5 into 8. 8 5s are 40, carry 4. 8 7s are 56, plus 4 is 60, carry 6. 8 1s are 8, plus 6 is 14. And now we put the point after one place. So 140. So that is simply 140 divided by 5. So let's divide 140 by 5. 5 2s are 10 minus 40. 5 8s are 40. So we've got 28. So x is equal to 28. And what is x? It is the length. So we have found the length of the rectangular sheet of paper to be 28 centimeters. So this is our final answer. Length equals 28 centimeters. So we will stop with that for now, children. We will continue the remaining questions in our next video. Thank you.